Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. Today we are doing another video and it's a back to basics videos. I think I've had requests from acquaintances and a few people that they wanted me to do an updated eyebrow tutorial. I'm happy or sad to report that my eyebrow routine hasn't really changed much, so it's the same one that I used to do 4 or 5 years ago, because I really don't think that there's a need to change it. But I'm going to show you how I do my eyebrows in that regard. So if you want to learn how to do your eyebrows with minimal products, quick and easy way, and this is especially good if you're a beginner, continue watching this video. The first thing for me when I'm doing my brows is making sure that my brows are trimmed if I can. If you can afford to get your brows trimmed, please do. If you can do it by yourself, please do it. It will help you in the long way, especially if you want to shape out your brows, right? And you want to do makeup on them. So you start with trimmed brows already. Mine I do it by myself. It looks horrible, I know. I'm gonna roll with the punches. And then we are going to use a brush like this. You can use either a brush, either of these two, right? You'll brush your brows in their natural direction, like the direction that your brows normally go. This is how we're gonna brush the brows, like this. You can either use this or you can use this. So we do that for both brows. After we've brushed our brows, the next step is going in with a pencil, right? There are so many pencils on the market. There are so many brow pencils you can use. I still use the brow pencil because it works wonders for me and it's easier to use. I don't use the soap method. Well, sometimes I do use the gel, but I think this is the easiest way if you want to learn how to do your brows. So I'm just using this brow pencil that I got from a Chinese store, right? For me, I like using a brown pencil like this one. This is the color. You want to trace the outline of your brows like this, right? My brow starts here, right? So ideally, this is where I want to draw from. Light strokes. Make sure you're not pressing too hard. And you trace how you want it to look like, right? Lightly, do you see that? And then you go on top as well, right? I'm gonna go on top and then lightly draw out the brow like this, and make sure you extend it like this so that it gets to the same place like this. And then just lightly with the pencil, hold your pencil from the tip like this, and then you fill in your brows lightly like this, using lines, strokes like this, right? When you get to the front of the brow, you do it like this. It doesn't matter if it looks dirty, just do it like that. Make sure you follow the shape of the brow that you're going to go for. A quick tip when it comes to brows: remember, brows helps frame or shape the face, right? So usually what we want to do with makeup is we want to push our features up as if we gave ourselves a facelift. And we want to do the same thing with your eyebrows. For example, there are people who have droopy eyes and droopy eyebrows, such that their eyebrows sit here, right? The idea, they sit here like just low like this. The idea, what I normally do is, when you want to shape your face with your brow and you want that youthful, that lifted face, draw your brows going up, right? You see how mine were going up like this? That's how you should draw your brow, right? It makes your face look sort of alive, like it gives you some years, like, right? That's what we want to do. If you draw your eyebrows going down, it will make you look older. You brush the brow inside the brow. Remember, we used a pencil to draw. What we are trying to do is we are trying to shade the pencil so that the strokes look lighter. We are spreading the pencil all around like this. That's why you don't have to be too much. When you go in with your pencil, you don't have to exert a lot of pressure and draw hard lines, stroke lines, because we are going to go in with a brush and we're going to brush it and diffuse it and spread out sort of the color like this, right? Where your brows start like this, make sure you brush it so that you still get a lighter color like this. This is how I still do my brows. It's been working for me. This is how I prefer to do my brows. The next thing is cleaning up the brows. We see how the brows are looking. However, we want to clean them out so that they look pronounced and they look clean. Okay, the next step is cleaning up the eyebrow, like I said. I especially like this step because if you've made any mistake whilst drawing out your eyebrows, this is your opportunity to fix them. And for me to fix them, I use a concealer, and still I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I think this is the best concealer on the market. This is in a color fawn. Remember, you want your eyebrows to stand out, right? Stand out from the brown of your eyebrows and the black and your skin tone. So you use a concealer that's lighter than your skin tone. Whether you go a shade lighter, 2 shades lighter, that's what you use. So this is the concealer, and this is the brush I'm using. I don't know if you can see with the brush, it's a flat brush. I love this brush. It's a flat brush. It's a flat brush. I normally let it get dirty because once it's dirty, all these bristles, they stick together, but I had to wash it, so this is what it's looking like now, right? And then this is the brush. What you want to do is you want to pick the concealer on the tip of your brush. Make sure the whole tip has concealer like this. I like using minimal product, right? And so you go to the brows, right? Where you want your brow to sit, right, is where we're going to clean from. I usually like my brows to sit just after my eyeshadow. No, not my eyeshadow, just after my hair. So I'm going to go from here. I start cleaning my eyebrow from the center going to the tail or the tip of the brow, right? And then I get that shape first, right? Remember, you place the brush where you want your brow to end, right? And don't be afraid to do it with little strokes, right? The little strokes help you with control, especially if you're not used to doing your brows. This will help you in control. I like doing it in one go like this. You do it in little strokes, see? And just follow the shape you want to maintain. This is the shape I'm going for, right? And I'm happy with this shape. And then we clean up the brow, right? We clean it up. We go, same brush, you make it lie flat on the skin where there's concealer, and then you drag the concealer down. Sometimes I get the concealer in places where I find it hard to reach with my brush. I know that if I go any further, I'm going to destroy my eyebrow, the shape rather. What I like doing is, I like going with my finger and then just do this. It's going to pick up all the concealer that's there. So that's what I'm going to do. If you're fancy schmancy, you can use a tissue, a cotton bud, anything dry. You just do this. This will pick up excess concealer. This is where we are sitting at this point. We are going to do the same this side. Try and match the two sides so that the brow at least start at a similar position. You don't want one brow to start here and the one now, right? I know my brows don't look similar. That doesn't stress me because even without my eyebrows trimmed, my brows don't look similar. So I normally just leave it like that. If I'm satisfied with how similar they look, then that's fine. What we want to go to, you want to get a brush that's stiff, that can move product around. What we want to do is clean up the foundation. To clean up the concealer so that it's not too concealing, right? So that it blends nicely to the skin, and therefore it doesn't look too wide. And then with the same brush like this, I'm just gonna wipe like this. All right, we want to clean on top of the brows. I use my foundation. This foundation is in my skin color. If you have a concealer in your skin color, by all means use it, because you do not want to have white on top of your brow and it's going to be hard for you to blend it out. So find a product that's in your skin shade. I'm using my foundation. Again, I use the same technique, the tip of my foundation brush. It's easier for me to control when it's like that, right? And then I go in, same technique, where I want my brow to stop. I'm gonna go from the top. My brush sits like this, and then I use my head to rest my hand, and then I make sure I'm steady, right, like this, and then I go bit by bit. Then I take it down. The shape really is up to you. How you want your brow to look is up to you. It's something that I won't teach you, but I like my brows touching at the end. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then at the end, or at the tip of the brow, like so, I'm gonna go in because I don't want it to be too long. I'm gonna go in, and same concept. You take the brush and then you take the rest of the product and spread it out and blend it out into your skin. Like this. I'm going to take the brush again and clean it up. Going to take my finger and then I'm going to do this just so that I can get the excess product. Like this. You can clearly see my brows are not similar. I'm not gonna stress about it, because if God wasn't stressed about it, why should I be stressed about it, right? Okay, this is how our brows are looking. So easy. So easy. You don't need, I think you don't need to do too much when it comes to your brows. My brows are clean, they are ready for makeup. Like I said, the 2016 brows still work for me, just that I do them slightly thinner and I don't like squares at the end of my brows. As you can see, they don't look similar. I'm fine with that. Like I said, if God wasn't stressed about it, I ain't gonna stress about it. So I'm gonna leave it like this because these are the brows that I have. Now stay tuned for the final look. I'm just gonna go back, put on my makeup, and then we'll come back and show you this final look with this killer brows. This is the final look with the brows, right? I just was extra because I wanted to do my makeup, but this is how it looks. Even my tone is changed because this look is beautiful. I want you to see how the brows play a bigger part or a larger role in how this face looks. The brows are framed perfectly, but they don't seem too gimmicky, too artificial. I don't know how to put it. They just look like they were trimmed nicely. The parts that need highlighting, they are highlighted, and you can see here on the top of my brow where my foundation should have met the concealer I used there. It blends well because I used my foundation, so it really does blend well when it comes to here. Like I said, your brows are not supposed to look like sisters, twins rather. They are not supposed to look like twins. They're not even supposed to look like sisters, as I had said. They can just look similar. So this is what we ended up with. I love it. I love the hair. I was trying something new, but I thoroughly love how this turned out. Thank you guys for joining me in this video. I thoroughly enjoyed myself like always. If you need a video that you want me to drop, just comment in my comment section. But other than that, it's bye for now.